Manchester United 2, Crystal Palace 1. This was a very, very uncomfortable win for Manchester United. I was not impressed with the performance. I think that United were struggling in this game seriously. If you don't believe me, see what I thought the problem was. Now, to begin with, Crystal Palace, as usual, would line up in a 5-4-1 off the ball. A 5-4-1, sometimes a mid block, sometimes a low block. But in this game, it was mostly a mid block. The problem with this 5-4-1 formation is that the entire central line is closed. There is no central progression for anybody. The only progression that United could have in this game was going to be through their fullbacks, either through Luke Shaw when he was still on the pitch and through Dalot on the other side. That was the only progression that United could have in this game. But Luke Shaw, just anyway, let me pack that aside first because we will talk about Luke Shaw in this game. He is the reason why United could not make any progress in this game. I'll explain why in a minute. But with this 5-4-1 formation, we all know how United likes to attack normally, trying to compress one part of the pitch and then switching the ball, making a switch, and then creating space for the person on the other side or the other flank. It didn't quite work out for United in this game. Then because of the way Palace defended, because of that back five. I mean, look at it on this occasion that United are on the attack, and then they've managed to compress that part of the pitch as they would usually do. But what happens when the ball gets switched? Of course, the person you are switching the ball on the other side, because Palace have a back five, that person is not going to receive the ball in space. On this occasion, it was Sesko. He did not receive the ball in space. He had a man on him immediately. Look at another example. Again, this is United basically compressing that part of the pitch now, putting a lot of bodies in there. And then, as usual, Bruno Fernandes looks to immediately switch the ball to the other part of the pitch through Mazraoui. But as soon as Mazraoui holds the ball, look at that part of the pitch again. Palace has players to cover. So again, even if United could make that, as because of playing with a back five, had enough bodies to cover the whole width of the pitch, to spread across, to make sure that nobody is free on that flank. So again, they could stifle United's progress in this manner. In fact, for the entire first half of the game, I think United were not really in the game at all. And Palace being able to score an early goal through a set piece meant that Palace could actually settle down and try to control the game. And the way United wanted to defend early on in the game did not help at all. Did not help as well. But kudos to Carrick though, because he fixed this problem immediately. This was just in the first 15 minutes of the game. Look at what I'm talking about. I think that because Palace were playing with wing backs, United expected them to have wing backs who are very wide. And so United plans to defend in a 4-2-4 shape. What that 4-2-4 shape will do normally is to make sure that United has wide players. Probably on this occasion now, they have Fernandes and Mbeumo to take care of the wing backs that were far. But the trick that Palace used in this case was to tuck in the wing backs, to play very narrow and try to go centrally. It took a few minutes for United to actually adapt to this. Look at one example. Now, Palace are slowly trying to build that from the back. Adam Watson drops deep to come and receive the ball. It all looks good right now. But Bruno Fernandes, just at the edge of your screen here, is still looking at that 4-2-4 press. He is going out wide to mark an imaginary wing back. There is no wing back behind him. But he runs wide. And that's running wide now. The person who he thought was going to be out wide is already compressed in the middle. And then the ball could just cut through to him straight up. Again, if I just take it one frame forward, look at Fernandes and Luke Shaw. They are not marking anybody. There is nobody out wide for Palace that both of them are marking. And I think this shocked United. It happened twice, but I think after the second time, I didn't see it happen again because United immediately switched to a 4-4-2 out of possession. So kudos to Carrick. He spotted that. Then again, this was a dangerous situation because, as usual, let me use my mouth to play the game again. And I've been accused of using my mouth to play football, so let me do it here again. Look at something. Once this Palace player turns with the ball, I would have said that at this point, if it were a United attack and Bruno Fernandes had the ball here, a straight pass through would have sent this Crystal Palace striker through on goal. Or if he had even released this ball on time, played the first time pass into space. But I think he delayed the ball a little bit, and by the time he eventually got the ball out of his feet, United were really in a good position to defend that. Let's talk about Dalot a little bit in this game. Remember I said that Dalot was the reason why United could not progress the ball out from the back in this game. Let me show you at least 3 instances to understand what was wrong. I don't know what was wrong with Dalot in this game. This is the first one. Now, United are in a position where they need to build out from the back. United needs to start an attack here. And what Palace did when they are defending high up from United's initial build-up was to put 5 players around the ball, all cramped up in that middle. And then United's usual pivot of Casemiro and Menu, who you would progress the ball through, all had people on them. Adam Watson was always looking at Kobe Mino. So United could not really get the ball. These 2 midfielders are in a cage, so United could not get the ball through the middle. The only option was to go out wide through the wingers, through the fullbacks rather. The fullbacks had time and space. On this occasion now, of course, Dalot has received the ball here. He has received the ball in space. Do whatever you want to do with the ball. And if you look closely, I think that was Cunha already making Cunha or Sesko, I don't know which one, but somebody was already making a run there. And I think he was the one that Dalot was trying to find here, but that was a bad pass and it's easily cut off and United relinquished possession. Look at another instance. Now, once again, United needs to get out of their own defense. And Palace again have gone into that 5 players in the middle of the pitch and caging United's pivots to make sure that there is no central progression for Manchester United. And of course, the space on the pitch is again with the fullbacks out wide. And United duly moves the ball wide. Now, Luke Shaw has once again received the ball in a lot of space. Do whatever you want to do with the ball. I don't know what that is. That is the pass that he makes. And United have relinquished possession again. Look at the third example. Now, once again, United needs to get out of their own half. And like we've always mentioned, Palace have squeezed that middle of the pitch with 5 players. The only option is for United to go wide, go out to their fullbacks. Again, the ball falls to Dalot. Dalot, once again, takes a very heavy touch and relinquishes possession. United are immediately to their own goal. Now, I will say this though. I don't know whether Dalot has some emotional problems or he has family issues. I don't know what was wrong with Dalot in this game, but his head was not in the game all through. Of course, United, eventually there was a red card and a penalty, and then United seized control of the game from there. But prior to that red card and penalty, I think United really struggled in this game. Look, I'm not being pessimistic. It's not every time that United wins and then I still come out and complain. But this one, genuinely, United were struggling before that red card and that penalty. But again, it was a good win, up to 3rd on the table. So take it like that. But I think going forward, Carrick and his team is still a work in progress. But the signs are positive. United will definitely make top 4 and qualify for the Champions League. So I guess that is a win. If you have any other thoughts in the game, something that I failed to mention or did not cover, please leave it in the comment section. Let's have that conversation. And if you enjoy tactical analysis, please hit the like button, hit the share button, leave a comment, help me grow the page. See you on the next one.